that actually causes more pain. There's no reason. If you missed my workshop earlier today about postpartum compression, meaning ab wraps versus compression garments, then make sure you catch that because a ton of your questions, the most common ones anyways, will be answered. Which one is better? When do you start? How long you wear it for? How to measure for one? What to look for in terms of buying one? All of it's there. So make sure you take a look for that. That's in the my grid on my Instagram page from today. Now let's answer the other questions that were stickers in my stories. There's no reason why ab wraps and compression socks can be worn together on day one. The compression socks will help a ton with distal swelling, meaning swelling in your feet and your lower legs. That is usually from a medicated birth. So if you even had a medicated vaginal birth, this would be very helpful. Ab wraps are specifically for abdominal support, abdominal swelling and pain, and especially important after cesarean. And a wrap is something that goes around your body. It's different than a compression garment. And yeah, you can wear them both at the same time. I always say get compression on as soon as you can after cesarean, meaning day one if it's comfortable. Usually you'll be able to use an ab wrap comfortably, not a compression garment. Until the swelling comes down a little bit more over the first or second week, then you can consider using a compression garment. Is it safe? Absolutely, but only if you don't wear it too tight. If you wear your compression too tight, what it does is it actually causes more pain. It decreases blood flow, meaning you're going to heal slower. And if it's too tight, it's actually going to cause issues with your pelvic floor because it pushes more pressure downward and upward for that matter. So just make sure you do it correctly. And yes, it'll be very helpful for pain, swelling, and support. After cesarean, I always recommend to my athletes that, you want to wear it as much as you possibly can, which means overnight and through the day. Obviously, you'll take it off when you are showering and when you're getting changed, but for those first 2 weeks, it really makes a big difference if you can wear it as close to 24 hours as possible. Now, after that 2-week period, everybody's different, but you'll know pretty quickly if you feel better without it, meaning slowly weaning yourself off. And for the most part, by 3 months postpartum, unless there are other complications, most of the athletes I work with no longer need to wear compression. This is a great question because, if you don't wear compression properly, it can actually cause more of an overhang or C-section shelf. And here's why. The compression needs to happen evenly throughout the entire surgical area. But wherever the compression isn't, that's where the swelling goes. So sometimes if that compression is too low, the swelling will accumulate on top, and that will create a shelf-like appearance. Another hot tip is to make sure you're wearing high-waisted underwear. And that's something I did not discuss in that workshop, so I'm going to add a little bit more information about why high-waisted underwear is something seriously to consider after cesarean in the next slide. The incredible compression garment brand called SRC Health makes their garments in 10 different sizes. So I highly recommend not only their products because of their high quality for compression, pelvic floor support, decreased pain, durability, quality, but they size women of all body types. All body types. I have yet to hear of a single complaint. And by the way, their customer service is so incredible that they'll help you a size, by the way, but even if you purchased a size that wasn't your size, you can exchange it for no cost. Like, it is an absolutely incredible, no risk investment. It is actually the best compression option, in my opinion, as a therapist, because you'll be using that through the day, through the night, when you're exercising. It is the best type of compression. Transition from an ab wrap to a compression garment makes sense once you can fit into the compression garment. And here's what I mean. In those first 2 weeks after a medicated birth, like a surgery, there's a lot of swelling happening. Not only that, you need your ab muscles to pull up a compression garment because they're kind of hard to put on. So you're not going to be able to get into that compression garment on day one. And that's okay. So a gentle ab wrap can be used up until that point. Even a high-waisted yoga pant sometimes feels like enough compression. And for most of the moms that I work with, by the time they're 2 weeks post, they're able to fit that compression garment. You may not get full benefit starting compression at 6 weeks post-cesarean, but here's when you would get some benefit. If you are still experiencing a lot of swelling in the surgical area, in that case, absolutely. And especially if you're starting to ramp up a bit of activity at the 6-week mark. Again, for those people who have been working with me from the get-go, they would already have been doing a lot of their ABCs or core training from day one. So by week 6 they've got the foundations to enter back into exercise. But if you haven't started that and you still feel swelling, then compression can still be helpful. Here's the thing though, make sure that you do your rehab exercises while wearing compression so that by the 3-month mark, you can be completely weaned off of them. Here's the thing about both compression strategies. It is just one tool in your rehab toolbox. You want to make sure you're doing your scar massage and your core retraining exercises. Not just put on compression and set it and forget it. That alone will not help you attain a full cesarean recovery. So you want to take a program and you want to follow